Alright, shalom, y'all. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Mills. Who look like the other nations, but their spirit beareth witness that they're the children of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. I'm gonna show y'all this video right here, because this is also happening to you so-called Mexicans. Let me know if y'all can hear it.
Call 911. Call 911. Serious. Hey. Call 911. I'll call him.
Well, I got a recording too, man. Like, nah. Hey, why are you opening the door, man? Why are you opening the door? Hey, why are you opening the door, sir?
Yeah, record him. What are you doing?
Why are you? Dude.
No, you're not. You're harassing me.
Why are you like this?
You're harassing me.
Why are you doing this, man?
Like, we're not doing nothing.
I'm really trying to buy a bumper. Like, we're talking to the guy. Like, there's no need for all this, honestly. Like, this is bullshit, because whether you believe it or not, the DMVs are closed. We can't do anything about nothing.
Yes, I need a supervisor over here on Walnut Street and Duncan.
You try to forcefully open the door in front of us.
We have an officer who pulled me over. He stuck his hand inside my door. He tried to move my hand to unlock my door. I don't know if he's just posing and has a costume on or what.
But for real, like
he acting very illegal. Everything he's doing is illegal. He stopped me on a traffic stop, and I need a supervisor, and he doesn't want to call one. So can I get a supervisor here, please? Still there? Yes, he's right here.
He tried to open the door and everything.
Like, we haven't done nothing.
I don't know how many years he got in the force. Shoot. You can't do that. You have this film my car? Yeah. Like,
let me know if y'all can see the video.
No. He tried to stuck his hand and tried to unlock the door to open it. And he hasn't even asked me for my license, insurance, or nothing. And this is just a traffic stop, and he's harassing my passengers like for no reason. We're sitting here doing everything he's asking us to. Okay.
But he's still there right now?
Yes, he's still here. Right, he doesn't want to call a supervisor. That's why I'm calling for a supervisor. I don't know if he's an imposter.
What the hell?
Don't worry.
No, I have to.
I wasn't tripping until he started trying to open the door.
Yeah, like, what the
hell? You don't open the door, bro. Like, imagine your wife was in here. You want somebody doing that?
Yeah, you want people
like
touching your wife?
The fuck?
Like, come on, man.
Act right.
That's fine. That's fine.
Bro,
did you ask me to step out the car?
I was going to.
But you were going to, but you just stuck your hand in here trying to open the door. Like, what the hell? Ask me.
Like,
you still haven't even asked me for my license or registration, insurance,
You're
nothing.
over here yapping, so I'm just letting you yap.
No, you instantly got on the radio and called for backup. Because you're scared, I guess. Why you won't be an officer if you're scared? Like, come on, man. Can you get your hands out my door? I'm going to put the windows up until your backup comes.
Dude, I'm going to break your window.
Go break the window. Break the window.
Until you can
See these damn devils.
For real, like...
No, hey, what are you doing?
What are you doing, man? Why are you doing, man? What are you doing?
You stop.
You stop, dude. What are you doing, bro?
What you grab your gun for?
Stop,
What are you trying to
man.
grab your gun for?
Just stop. What are you doing?
Keep recording.
What are you doing, bro?
What are you doing, man? Hey, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Hit me, motherfucker.
Hey, everyone record.
Shit, devils.
What's wrong with you?
You're getting sued, motherfucker. I promise you. Because I'm not doing nothing illegal. Watch out. Watch out, man.
What are you doing, man? What are you doing,
Why are you shaking?
Why are you like this, bro?
Leave your window like this, huh?
What's wrong with you, man?
You're being recorded, man.
It's fine, yeah.
Can you let go?
You're assaulting, dude.
Super assaulting.
Like,
you're gonna get sued.
Yeah, like. What's wrong with you, man?
Yeah, that's fine. No. He's trying to open his fucking.
Relax.
No, look at him.
No.
Hey, man, what the fuck is your problem?
What are you doing?
Supervisor Cousins.
What the fuck is your problem,
What's wrong with you, dude? What's wrong with you?
I'm gonna fight him.
Stop being
The
evil.
same shit.
Chill.
The same shit.
Hey, what the fuck, dude? Stop, dude. No, stop.
Stop here.
Tell him, dude. What the fuck are you doing, bro?
Give me your fucking.
We're fucking losing. We're trying to go fucking buy a bumper. What the hell are you guys doing, bro? What the fuck are you guys doing, bro?
Give me your fucking hand.
What are you guys doing, bro?
Give me your fucking hand. You got my fucking hand. Stupid. Put it behind your back.
Why you? Go. Ayuda!
Fucking problems, man.
Hey, help!
I already called 911.
Help!
Relax.
Help!
What the fuck am I doing?
What are you doing, bro? Help! Help! What are you guys doing, man? Act professional, homie.
Bitch.
Act professional, dude. Who do you?
I called for
Nah, dude, that's it, dude.
I called 911.
Get out of the car.
But what is he doing? You think this is okay?
Watch out.
Are you a crooked cop?
Stupid.
Are you a crooked cop?
What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing, bro? Stop hitting my... Stop hitting my brother.
What are y'all gonna learn?
Hey!
Like they do so-called
Stop
black
acting
people.
like this, dude. Oh, record. Hey!
What are you doing, man?
Hey, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? We're backed up, dude. We're backed up. What's your badge number, dude? Nah, hey, everybody record this. Look. This is sheriff right here. All I'm trying to do is try to buy a fucking bumper, dude. And you guys are harassing us?
He wears out the Saints.
Pushing his face on it. Stop it. Act civilized, homie. Act civilized. You guys are cops, dude. You guys have more rights than us. Go. No. Hey, what did I do? I didn't do shit. Put your phone down, man.
They ain't civilized though.
Slam me down, dude. Here, can you get my phone, bro? Call my mom, dude. Call my mom. Hey, dude. All right.
Listen, they're telling me that you're involved.
I'm
so
not
I need
involved.
You to cooperate.
No,
I'm gonna have
you're
to
gonna
take you down. Do you understand?
So, as you can see, the same shit is happening to you so-called Latinos in Northern Kingdom. That was prophesied Jeremiah 50 verse 33. For the Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. So y'all were oppressed. Y'all are being oppressed together. But y'all don't got that wine of fornication, that entertainment to keep your mind off of your oppression. So y'all are gonna remember. Y'all are gonna remember too. Y'all are gonna come to remember this too. Y'all gonna come to remembrance too, and then this is gonna happen. Verse 13, the envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. So y'all are going to come together. Y'all are going to do this. Oh, now the internet going to slow down. We're battling against spiritual wickedness in high places. Damn devils. I'm going to wait, because they be slowing down my internet. Just whenever I go live, they always do this shit. Fuck. It's tripping. It's still up. Satan been fucking with the internet. You know, your spirits get roused up. Man, still, I'm trying to get to the other tab right now. Yeah, this one. This is the one I was looking for. Con. Zephaniah chapter 2 verse 1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Before the decree verse 2. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of Yahweh come upon you, before the day of Yahweh's anger come upon you. Verse 3. This is what the elect are going to do with out of all 12 tribes. Because only the elect are gonna seek Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. Verse 3, seek ye Yahweh, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of Yahweh's anger. So, these 2/3, yeah, they're gathering together. But they're not gathering together under Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. They gathering together under this.
So to Mayor Jacob Frey, I'm pretty sure that you said it was hard to watch. Motherfucker, how you think it was for us to watch? The man is laying there saying he can't breathe. And that motherfucker who had his knee on his neck, we coming for you. I say it publicly. The little fat one that stood around with his arms folded, we coming for you. We coming to see you. Oh, y'all didn't think it was gonna go this way. Oh, we coming to your city. Oh, we don't give a fuck about your gun laws. Because I'm gonna say it like this. If you rock with the NFAC and you can get to Minneapolis and you wanted to know how you join, it's 2 ways to join. You can either join by going through our vetting process, or you can join us on the front lines. All you got to do is be suited and booted and packed and strapped and not afraid to bust and follow my orders. Now, I'd be real hot to see how many of y'all would actually make it. Because a lot of y'all know y'all ain't gonna do shit because you scared. See, I'm gonna take you to the water. I'm gonna take you to the fire. I'm gonna take you off the cliff. Because they're not gonna stop fucking with us until we fuck with them back. Y'all done got comfortable. Y'all done forgot about the shootouts between the SLA and the BPMs and all them back in the 60s with the cops. Y'all done forgot about the race riots and Watts. Y'all done forgot about when motherfuckers did more than this bullshit that they done got these motherfuckers got y'all doing. So I'm calling it out because I know I got Yahweh behind me.
And we can see what he's trying to do too. This is an elder from South Carolina. This is his video on this is a Grandmaster J dude. Ain't nothing but an agent provocateur. You're gonna see why I say that and why the elder says that.
You was going to hear us before you saw us. I said that. And I don't make threats. So I'm not breaking no laws by threatening anybody. But I do make promises. And all I had to do was wait for you Edomites to make that mistake. Because some of y'all just don't get it. So since you can't get it, we're going to deliver it to you. And maybe then you'll get it.
All right, all praise to the Most High Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the apostles and elders.
This is something that I gotta bring out, because at the same time, with these devils provoking our people by continuing to kill them, continuing to murder them and mistreat them, they also got agent provocateurs out there stirring the pot. And he's one of them.
It was a great millstone. Shalom to the hopefully elect. All right, this lesson is going to be entitled Grandmaster J is an agent provocateur. All right, simple and plain. This guy, Grandmaster J.
And by the way, I also wanted to include that in the title of this live, but you can't have a title that's too long. Hold on, Akim.
Heard him running his big mouth in the beginning, man. All right, this dude is nothing more than a setup agent. Okay, the dude is not a man of the Lord. And now all of a sudden you see this guy popping up.
So-called white man by his biblical name. And what do you know?
Right? The black militia. And what do you know that he's saying in his mouth? Now he's calling white people Edomites. And he mentioning, Yahweh, which the Most High's name is not Yahweh, but he's doing. Is he doing that? To try to link him to the Hebrew Israelites, because that word Edomites and Esau is exclusively used by the brothers, man. And brothers were sending around, information about this dude in the chat this morning. And I mean, man, it's obvious, man. I mean, this shit is so, so contrived and drawn up, and it's just Esau, man, hurt in his feelings, trying to put us in a negative light, so that he can come down on us with his, with his armed forces, so they can rush in on Jake. Because this truth is killing these people, man. So the devil is stooped, very low, and setting up this guy who calls himself Grandmaster J and this black militia, man. Let's read real quick a couple of scriptures here.
Sound like
this is 2 Corinthians 2 verse 11. It says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us.
And that's not
for we are not ignorant of his devices." And the Satan spoken of here is talking about what? The spiritual demon Satan, but more importantly, who is he behind on the earth? Because you got flesh that's acting out all these things. And who is that? Who is the adversary of the gospel? Who's the adversary of the Most High and the Hebrew Israelites on the earth? As you have the children of Israel, which is the physical counterpart of the Heavenly Father, the sons of God, as it were, or the sons of Yasharala translates as he is a prince of the power, or prince is a prince with God. So who is the physical manifestation of Satan on the earth? Is Esau, the so-called white man, and he's hiring people and pulling out all the stops. And right here, it's got. Just give me a second here. Right, Satanas.
Strong's G 4567, Satanas. Satanas. Thayer's Lexicon, Satan. Satan.
Yeah, right now you got Esau pulling out all the stops, and he is the Satan spoken of. Right here it says adversary, right? One who opposes another in purpose or act, the name given to, and then it goes into, you know, the prince of evil spirits. Now we know that there is Satan, the prince of evil spirits, but when you go here in definition B, a Satan-like man, right? Which we call him the devil, but he's also a Satan-like man.
Satan.
He comes in the express image of Satan. And I don't mean by physically looking at him, I mean by his works, by what he put his hand to. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his devices. And I mean, it's obvious and plain, man. With this guy popping up now talking about Edomites. It's ridiculous, man. Now this is the guy right here, Grandmaster J.
You
know what? I
watch
also
these
got over here
devils.
on YouTube. He did a video, NFAC message to Minneapolis, and that's where I got the excerpts from the clips from the beginning. It says here, Grandmaster J talks Ahmaud Arbery case, media lies, the KKK, and lots of big guns. And this dude's nothing more than an agent provocateur. He's set up to make, to make violence, perhaps make violence pop off. But the main thing that they're doing now, that's why they putting the word Edomites in this dude's mouth. What does this guy know about Edomites, man? He don't know nothing about that.
Exactly.
He's a setup agent. The man is a setup agent. He's an agent provocateur, man. And this whole thing with this NFAC, it's time to unite. This all this with these guns and stuff, right? And then he also said the word, Yahweh and this and that or whatever. Now, how is it that these guys could go into that neighborhood? Here it is, a so-called black man can't walk down the street without getting the cops called on him. But some kind of way, these guys can go in the neighborhood fully armed and then face any resistance from anybody.
Yeah.
The cops didn't show up. The armed forces didn't show up. Nobody showed up. You see? It's just ridiculous. And then you get a picture of this guy here.
He's with Trump.
Grandmaster J with Trump. So the dude, man, is a setup, man. He's a setup. He's an agent provocateur. And then when the brothers went to his page, right? He had this video up. And then the brother went right back to his page a little later, and the whole thing was on private, man. See? It's on private now. This account is private.
He got put on blast.
Same damn one, man.
He got exposed.
So you can't be ignorant to Satan's devices, man, to the so-called white man Esau. We've seen this movie before, man. This is the same account right here, which now is, it's private now.
It's exactly
you got him
what
doing
it
all
is.
kind of shit. And this dude is just an actor. He's just an actor and an agent provocateur. And anyway, the Hebrew Israelites, anybody that follows the Most High knows better than to start, trying to take up weapons, man, and going against the government and openly saying what you're going to do. You got simple ass niggas, it's Israelites. See, rubbing elbows with the guy, man. See,
let me get that.
All just some setup shit.
Let me get that real quick.
So you got to be wise as servants, harmless as doves, Israelites.
Hold on.
And then this guy here, he got on the Ankh and all this, but then
yeah, he's a total agent. And let me get that. I trust not in my boat. Psalms 44 verse 6. For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me. So this is Psalms. This is in the Old Testament when we actually had an army and a kingdom. And still, it wasn't the sword that saved us. It was Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And that's also why it tells you, and I know y'all heard it before, but I can't stress this enough. Con. 2 Corinthians 10 verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh to the pulling down of strongholds. And verse 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. And also we among wolves, right? Yeah, Matthew 10 verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. So it's neither wise nor harmless to take up Esau's blessing and use it against them. That's like being, because that's not our blessing, that's not our strength. That's like being a right-handed man, but you want to use your left hand to arm wrestle. When that other dude that you wrestling is left-handed. It's not wise. And that also brings me to another point. And that's actually in the scripture that I brought out at the beginning, but it also mentions it in other places. It's the second part to this verse, Zechariah 11 verse 5. I've already gone over the first part, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the one, for I am rich. The last part, and their own shepherds pity them not. So the leaders of our people, our so-called leaders, they pity us not. They lead us into traps. Salakia. Verse 16, for the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed. What's going to happen if you follow this dude, this wolf in sheep's clothing? What's going to happen if you follow him and y'all all meet up in Minneapolis, all meet up in one spot to fight this devil? What's going to happen? Y'all are going to be destroyed. And you agent provocateurs, you leaders, you wicked leaders of our people, you sell out celebrities, you pastors, you hirelings, y'all got hell to pay too. Cause when y'all got hell to pay. Let me get it. Jeremiah 23 verse 1. Woe be unto the pastor that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pastor, saith Yahweh. Verse 2. Therefore thus saith Yahweh, power of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, saith Yahweh. And this is what he's gonna do. It goes into more detail in another scripture that I'm gonna get. Con right here. Verse 2. Zechariah chapter 13, verse 2. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh of hosts, that I will cut off the names of the idols out of the land, and they shall no more be remembered. And also I will cause the prophets and the unclean spirit to pass out of the land. Verse 3. And it shall come to pass that when any shall yet prophesy, then his father and his mother that begat him shall say unto him, Thou shalt not live, for thou speakest lies in the name of Yahweh. And his father and his mother that begat him shall thrust him through when he prophesied. Verse 4. And it shall come to pass in that day that the prophet shall be ashamed, every one of his vision, when he hath prophesied, neither shall they wear a rough garment to deceive. Verse 5. But he shall say, I am no prophet, I am a husbandman, for man taught me to keep cattle from my youth. Verse 6. And one shall say unto him, What are those wounds in thine hands? And then he shall answer, Those with which I was wounded in the house of my friends. So basically, these prophets that are misleading our people, they got hell to pay from their own congregation, from their own supporters. When they find out that they're on that bullshit, they're gonna be hunted down by them and by the actual prophets of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Alright, that ain't it. Con. Verse 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith Yahweh, and they shall fish them. And that's what's going on right now. Through on the highways and byways and on the internet. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and from out of the holes of the rocks, wherever they can find them. Verse 17. For mine eyes are upon all their ways, they are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes. Verse 18. And first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defiled my land, they have filled my inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable things. And the children of Israel, and that refers to what happened. The last part refers to what happened to us when we was in the land. But it's all this is gonna happen again, because Ecclesiastes chapter 1. Verse 9, the thing that hath been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. And also, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai requires that which is past. And the wicked 2/3 of our people are still doing that shit. They did not repent. It's in the same book. It's chapter 3. Con. Verse 15, that which had been is now, and that which is to be had already been, and Yahweh required that which is past. So, 2/3, they still got shit to pay for. And they're still not repenting, which means, and tells us, Deuteronomy 28, that the curses, they're gonna pursue our people until they be destroyed. Let me get that. Verse 45, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. So, Jacob's trouble is the ultimate fulfillment of that. All these curses destroying 2/3 of our people, because 1/3 is going to be saved out of it. He will bring the third through the fire. For example, this curse right here. These verses right here. This is going to be the ultimate fulfillment of it. Verse 50, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. That's these devils. 51, and he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle, and the fruit of thy land, till thou be destroyed, when also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kind, or flocks of thy sheep, until he hath destroyed thee. Remember, ultimate fulfillment of that. Verse 52, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates, until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trust throughout all thy land, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates, throughout all the land which Yahweh thy power hath given thee. Verse 53, and thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which Yahweh thy power hath given thee in the siege, and in the straitness wherein thine enemies shall distress thee. Verse 54, so that the man that is tender among you and is very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother, and towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children which he shall leave. Verse 55, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children, whom he shall eat, because he had nothing left him in the siege, and in the straitness wherein thine enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates. Verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which will not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground, for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom, and towards her son, and towards her daughter. Verse 57. And towards the young one that cometh out from between her feet, and towards the children whom she shall bear, for she shall eat them for one of all things secretly in the siege, and the straitness wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in thy gates. This is going to be the ultimate fulfillment of that. These curses have already been fulfilled in a way, but this is going to be like, it's going to be like on a whole other level. Like all this is going to be fulfilled literally. And because verse 58, if thou wilt not observe to do all the works of this law, the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, Yahweh thy power. So, the ultimate fulfillment of that. And as well as the ultimate fulfillment of verse 60, moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, and the next verse, which thou wast afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. Verse 61, also every sickness and every plague, which is not written in the book of this law, them will Yahweh bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. Even verse 62, and ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of heaven for multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of the Yahweh thy power. So ultimate fulfillment, because if you go, let me get it. It is written that Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to plague Egypt as before, and that includes 2/3 of our people. Yeah, I'm going to start at verse 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. Verse 11, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Verse 12, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. Verse 13, they that till the ground shall mourn, for the seas shall fail through the blasting in hell with a fearful constellation. So in Egypt is talking about spiritual Egypt, because the word for Egypt, the Hebrew word for Egypt is Mizraim, which means bondage. So, and I think that's, yeah, Revelation 11 brings that out. Yeah. Verse 8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom in Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. The spiritually is called Sodom in Egypt, meaning literally, it's not literally Sodom in Egypt, spiritually. And in America, It's our people have been here in captivity, in slavery, just like in Egypt. All 12 tribes, just like in Egypt. Sodom, that's self-explanatory. What country has pushed homosexuality, transgenderism, all that shit? What country has pushed that, both at home and abroad? America. And also, our Lord was crucified, which is talking about this false image. It was pushed out even harder. It was pushed on our people. It's definitely pushed on our people. This false image of him being a so-called white man with long hair. When Revelation 1 verses 14 and 15 clearly describe him as a so-called black man. Burnished brass. Fine brass as feet as fine brass burned in the furnace. That's dark. And not dark like a so-called Arab, dark like a so-called black man. But the false image has been pushed out. And also the very idea that he even existed has been pushed out from America. The ideas that he pushed out, what he advocated for, what Yahushua represented, everything he represented has been demonized. He has been crucified in the media. Because that crucified, it has yes, there's the literal meaning, but there's also another meaning to it. I gotta bring it out for the newcomers. First meaning, it happened to him when he first came. It literally happened to him, which is put someone to death by nailing or binding them to a cross, especially as an ancient punishment. The literal definition. The informal definition, to criticize someone severely and unrelenting. Has that not happened in America? Has it not been done? Don't the American school system, or really the American full system, the media, don't they do that? Yeah. Cause anguish to someone. She's been crucified by his departure. What they have done to the people that Yahushua came to save causes anguish to them. As well as what they say about him. What they say about him, what they say about his people, them trying to debunk that he even existed. No other place has this happened but in America. And no one else has crucified our Lord like the American school system and the American media. So this is clearly talking about America. And these two witnesses, they're not two men. It's symbolic. It's in Revelation chapter 11 verse 4. These are all, it calls them two olive trees and the two candlesticks standing before the God of the earth. And Israel stay getting referred to as olive trees. I gotta go into this real quick and then get back on. Well, this does have to do with the title of my video in a way, and I'm gonna show y'all in a little bit. Okay, let me do this. I'm trying to find it. Hold up. If y'all know, if y'all know, then if y'all know, y'all could post a script to the comment board. Hold on, Anakin. Basically, I was trying to show y'all what that means. compared to olive trees, but nations compared to trees in the Bible. But yeah, let me go into how it relates to the title of this life. Yeah. This is what they did to our people. This is what they continue to do to our people. Verse 9, and they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. Verse 10, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts to one to another. That was us. Because these two prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth. So because we were putting hell on them heathens, the two prophets, the two witnesses, the two olive trees, the two candlesticks, the two kingdoms, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, and even in rulership, we was putting hell on these heathens. And so they rejoiced over us. And the 3 days and a half does not literally mean 3 days and a half. Actually, it's written that a day is like, or something like 1,000 years is a day in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, roughly paraphrasing it. So a day does not necessarily mean a literal day. So, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. Verse 10, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth. Verse 11, and after 3 days and a half, and both literally and symbolically, verse 9 and verse 10 have been happening to us. And also verse 11 is happening. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. So, now that is what you see manifesting. That is why this devil is trying to hurry up with this new world order. Because great fear is falling upon them. We're coming back to the knowledge of who we are, getting that understanding back, the names. And verse 12 is about to happen, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither, and they ascended up to heaven in the cloud, and their enemies beheld them. And also verse 13, and they're going to happen at the same time. And the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell, and the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the power of heaven. Hey. So as you can see, that's why they're doing that. That's why these devils are acting the way they're acting. Revelation 12 verse 12, therefore you rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. So this devil is being taken out of rulership, out of his heaven, and so symbolically he's being taken down from heaven, and also literally that's going to happen. These devils, space force that they got is to try to fight the angels that are coming back, but those are like those are like those are like toys. I mean, they ain't gonna have no effect on the chariots of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's a suicide mission. So it's gonna happen both literally and it is happening symbolically. It is happening spiritually. They are being taken down in that way too. They're falling. They've been falling since 1969. That was when these devils, so-called, went to the moon. I can back that up. Obadiah chapter 1 verse, which that was bullshit, but he did put his space station up there and all that. That actually did happen. Verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. So thence will I bring thee down. So he has been being brought down ever since then. And it's not an instantaneous thing, but it's a process, but it's been happening. And so now, since he feels his kingdom falling, he knows the prophecies and he sees them happening. Now, because he knows that he had but a short time, that's why he is coming down, having great wrath. And all this that I've been bringing out, about that, and the brothers that me and the brothers that have been bringing out about how that has come out. Yeah. That has been revealed. Like, are people being murdered more and more? Like, well, what the elites have been doing has been exposed. This Rona madness that's been exposed. That it's basically the numbers are hyped up. They're inflated. That's been brought out and exposed. And now this devil has no choice but, like, his false flags that he does, his little false flags have been exposed. And now he has no choice but to come down with great wrath. And that's why he's provoking you Israelites. That's why he's turning up the heat on you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And setting up and sending his agent provocateurs that he set up to get y'all to make a move. To get y'all to get carnal with him. That's why he's doing it. So he has an excuse to come down upon y'all. Because this devil is like a cornered animal. You know when an animal get cornered, they get violent. And so you're going to continue to see this devil show his horns and show his hatred for you guys. This is not the end, it's only the beginning of the end. Alright, so that's what I always go in on. Hope this live was edifying. I want to give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. double honors to apostles and elders of great millstones of rule world. Salutations to watching out there, spreading this truth like wildfire. Shalom to Israelite foreigners who look like the other nations, but the Spirit bears witness that they're the children of Yahweh Shini El-Shai. Shalom to the state, to the real sisters out there. Stay strong, men and women of valor. Shalom. See y'all soon, either on here or